But for these two teams, Week 1 is more than just the beginning. It's a clash for pride, and the emotions couldn't be higher. Last year, Edna crushed Industrial's dreams.
4th and 15, 43 seconds here.
Season down to a play.
One play.
Sees his man. Hits him. Touchdown, Cowboys!
Now the Cobras are back with vengeance in their veins. This isn't just an opener. Two towns, two teams, one county, and one river between them. Vanderbilt and Edna, separated by mere 10 miles. This is about bragging rights. The rivalry is back. And so is Friday Night Football on Crossroads Football Live.
Crossroads Football Live, presented by Victory Kia, is the place to be. Catch Max Williams along with Zach Brown and Ray Robinson. Crossroads Football Live, presented by Victoria Kia, the ultimate destination for South Texas football. Sponsored by Palace Bingo, Victoria All Sports, Frost Bank, Crossroads Football Live, presented by Victory Kia.
Well, good evening, and thank you for joining us on Crossroads Football Live Week 1. I'm Zach Brown, and this, introduce yourself.
Hey, Max Williams right here. Like I said, we're going to have a fun time, right, Zach?
We're going to have an excellent time, and no better way to begin Crossroads Football Live than with the Lavaca River Showdown. But let's go on and flash back a little bit. Earlier this week, we asked you guys who's going to win. Will it be Edna? Will it be Industrial? Let's take a look at those numbers. What does that say, Max? My eyes are so bad. Tell me what that says, young man.
It looks like it says we got Edna right now, Zach. Do you see that? It looks like Edna there.
Well, most people said Edna, but let's go on and get right into the highlights. The Industrial Cobras certainly looking for revenge after losing both games last year. They lost a heartbreaker in their first matchup, and then Edna doubled that up by eliminating them. But how about Industrial getting on the board first? What a beautiful throw down the right sideline. Industrial on the scoreboard first, and well, hey, they weren't finished yet. Look at this blocking. Look at this run. Open field, never gonna catch him. Industrial jumps out to a 14-0 lead, but Braylon Harris, the star Edna Cowboy, gets the Cowboys on the board. Then they'll do it again. You thought you brought him down, reverses fields, cuts it back, and when he gets going, guess what, Max?
He's gone, right?
I know you're new around here. One name you're going to hear a lot this year, Braylon Harris. And with Cade Rodas not there, Braylon Harris is probably going to be the top dog for that Edna team. That was also another beautiful catch and throw, courtesy of Justin Schubert. Now, our reporter, Ray Robinson, in Industrial, we will hear from him later on. Now, how about another game that was very interesting? Out in Port Lavaca, the Calhoun Sand Crabs and the Yoakum Bulldogs. This was another game where, hey, maybe it could have been the game of the week. It wasn't exactly cool weather. It wasn't that Puerto Lavaca weather that Maclovio Perez always says. Two very interesting teams. We get our first score of the ball game when Alex Parker pitches it, and then that's an early 7-0 lead for the Calhoun Sand Crabs. That's their first score of the year. But don't blink. We have the kickoff, first play from scrimmage. This is Trey Cuero, open field. He gets going. You will not stop him. The Yoakum Bulldogs tie the game right back at 7 apiece, but Calhoun's not having that in their house. Just a handful of plays later, Alex Parker fakes everyone out, including myself. Definition of a walk-in touchdown right there. Calhoun right back on top, but Trey Cuellar shows you the wheels. He shows you the power, never stops moving. It's tied at 14. Now check this pitch out. The block, look at this dive into the end zone right here. Calhoun takes the lead right back. It's 2014. They missed the extra point. So, with about a minute to go, Yoakum thinking lead. Cuellar rolls to his right, finds Jamar Hopkins, and their extra point was good. Calhoun trailing 20-21 going into the half, and final score in Port Lavaca. The Yoakum Bulldogs hang on and get the victory. Final score in this one, 41-32. Calhoun, though, kind of impressive.
They kept it close. I mean, we didn't expect, we talked about in the preview show, right? We didn't know about Alex Parker, the triple option team, but hey, they competed well. Yoakum, they got that star athlete. We talked about Xavier Barnett.
Yeah.
He showed out, too.
He did, but Trey Cuero was very impressive at quarterback. Now, we had another game off to Gobbler Stadium with Max Williams.
Absolutely, Gobbler Stadium. It was a tough week 1 test, right, against the Columbus Cardinals. We kind of mentioned it, right? The Cardinals running back, Grayson Rigdon. He takes it in again, tough down, the 6-0 Cardinals, 10-11 left to go, right? Then Braylon Fisher scored a 20-yard touchdown, Zach, put the Cardinals up 14-0. And then with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the corner, the Gobbler senior, again, Jimmy Mejia, he makes a great time field goal. Made it to 14-6 for the Cardinals. And again, Grayson Rigdon, this guy was just outstanding for Columbus today, Zach. He put on a show. He put them up there again, 21-0. In the final score, man, Columbus lopsided him, Zach.
Now,
looked at it, 65-24. What happened to Cuero today?
I'll say this. I don't think anything happened to Cuero. 2 words, Columbus Cardinals. Columbus, just a little bit different final score like we see right here, 65-24. Cuero's going to be a good team. Cuero's going to have a great year. They're going to get into the postseason and make noise like they always do. Columbus, just a little bit different. They are the number 2 ranked team in Class 3A for a reason. Not a knock on Cuero, just a lot of props to Columbus. The Cuero Gobblers will be fine. I promise. Relax.
Hey, we'll see. Like I said, they might be fine. But again, how about Ganado, though, Zach? We're going to transition there. They come into this year as a preseason #1 team for a reason. And maybe they should have been in states last year. We talked about them, right? You had big high hopes for them beginning of the year, right? They got the run, the run game going early in the game. The ground game was giving the Indians, again, the early lead in this one. Again, oh, by the way, Bryce Ullman, right, Zach? He is a stud. Finds his man. Again, Luke buries. Again, it's 15 and gets the shift at 10 in the end zone. And it looked like the Indians would run away with this one here, Zach. And they got aggressive with the onside kicks, right? Onside
Look at
kicks,
that. They got the lead.
That's what
They
I'm
got
saying.
the lead. What are you doing?
Kicks for? I mean, but against a team like this, again against Van Vleck, right? Maybe it's a team you want to try something, right? Early in the year, they nearly made a comeback in this one. The Indians just did hang on in this one. The final score, Zach, you look at this one, it would end to be the Ganado Indians winning 33-26 over Van Vleck. Maybe a little bit closer than what we expected there for Ganado.
Yeah, a little bit closer than we expected. Like I said in the preview show, the Ganado Indians are my pick to win a state championship this year. They've never done it before. I think they're going to do it this year. A very bought-in group that didn't lose hardly anyone last year. Now, a team that's really interesting, that's usually a state competitor, the Shiner Comanches rebuild last year. They still went 2 rounds deep. And in this one, well, it was 0-0, not a whole lot of offense. Hallettsville driving. Check this out. Big-time interception for the Comanches. A big defensive statement. They say defense wins championships. And hey, it leads to offense on the other end. Quincy Jones following his blocks down the left sideline. First touchdown of the year for the Shiner Comanches. And just before the end of the first half, he punched another one in. Powerful running. It's 15-0 Shiner. You think they're back? You think they're going to walk through Hallettsville, who doesn't have Dorian Wilson in at quarterback? Boy, do we have a stunner for you. The Hallettsville Brahmas wake up. Shiner does not score another point. Final score in this one, the Hallettsville Brahmas win 22-15.
I'm going to be honest with you, Zach. I'm shocked by that one, too, because Shiner was a team, we talked about it going in these rankings. They got new players, things around, and man, looking at it, good for Hallettsville. Props up for them in that one. And now, Zach, we covered a lot of good highlights there, but coming up after this break, we're going to see highlights in Class 3A, and we'll have some impact players. We'll be right back.
All right, well, welcome back. We already got to cap off some exciting week one of Crossroads Football Live. Now we're back with another team that could win a state championship, this being the Refugio Bobcats taking on Cotulla. Refugio, early score. That's Keelan Brown finding his man. Refugio jumps out to the early lead, and this would just kind of be par for the course. Refugio, just a dominant force to be reckoned with year in, year out. Look at this. Jordan King, he's a fantastic linebacker in a running back's body. Zigzag. He probably ran 150 yards on this touchdown right here. Refugio extending their lead just a bit. Final score in this one. Refugio, by the way, that team that a lot of people have at number 2. Can we get a final score for them real quick? Yes or no? Well, I'm just going to assume that they won. There we go, 49-6. It's got Refugio listed as the number 2 team. You can kind of interchange them with Ganado. That's 2 Crossroads powerhouses that are no longer in the same district due to UIL realignment. But Refugio, a team that could be in the way, stand in the way of Ganado winning a state championship.
Your team is Ganado, Zach. With my team, I like Refugio. I mean, Keelan Brown, he brings that type of experience for this team. They got a great energy with Jordan King. I think they are going to make a lot of noise this season.
You're not wrong. You don't think. You know they're going to make a lot of noise. They're probably going to at least make it to the state semifinal like they do every single year. But we had another team show out today. Now, Edna was in Industrial, so St. Joseph went on and used the Edna Cowboy field where they were absolutely dominant. Let's get those highlights up as soon as we can get them. I mean, it was a show. You don't want to miss it, I promise you.
Oh boy, we got the wrong
Industrial. They want to show the Lavaco River showdown again.
Look at this.
Okay, well, this is the Edna Cowboys in Industrial right now. We showed this one earlier where they found their man down the right sideline. Industrial jumping out to that early lead. Now, St. Joseph was actually using the Edna Cowboy field, and they had their way with Harmony. I mean, it was an absolute thrash. Whenever I got to talk to those guys in the preseason, and here they go. They've got a fantastic running back they're going to give the ball to. He's following his blocks, doing a great job, takes it inside the 5, and we talked about the definition of a walk-in touchdown earlier. We're going to see that definition here in just a second. He literally kind of just stops at the 1-yard line. I'll ask Coach Vasquez about this one earlier. I mean, look at this. It looks like on Madden, whenever you're playing just the offense-only drills and you can kind of do whatever you want to do, there's no defense. It kind of just looked like that where he just walked right into it. St. Joseph with a week 1 statement. I believe the final score in this one, it was 49-0. Coach Jacob Vasquez makes an early statement with these guys. Now, when we come back, we may or may not have some St. Joseph Flyers here in the studio waiting to talk to everyone. We'll be right back.
So we just said after the break, we just showed St. Joseph get that big win, and now we mentioned we got some players and coaches. So Zach Brown, you're with a couple of the players for St. Joseph and the coach. So what do we got, man?
Like I said, we may or may not have some flyers, and here they are. We got head coach Jacob Vasquez. We got Wyatt Fetters. We got the quarterback. Remind me your name. I am so sorry. Aiden Aragon, the star quarterback for the St. Joseph Flyers. Now, this is a pretty special moment for you. You're from this area. You went to St. Joseph. How special is it for you to just be back here being the head coach of your alma mater?
It means a lot. In the pep rally today, with the energy was great. It was just good to be back in South Texas and play under the Friday Night Lights.
I know it's a totally different sport. Did that pep rally also show those state championship rings?
They sure did. We were able to show those, show the girls for the state championship. It was awesome.
For sure. How much did that motivate you guys, seeing the Flyer faithful kind of show up the way they did, and knowing that you guys can get that same welcome if you guys were able to kind of repeat what those girls did on that softball field? How cool was that?
No,
either one. You guys can both talk.
It was awesome. Knowing that, at the stage we are now, at this point, way more progress than what we were last year. I think we can make a deep playoff run.
Absolutely. Whenever I got a chance to talk to you guys a couple of weeks back, whenever it was just day one of practice, right? You guys talked about getting down to the fundamentals and just trying to play some sound football. And you said you wanted to fly to the football and hit harder. You just shut these guys out 49-0. How do you feel like you guys did on defense? I mean, obviously you shut them out, but do you feel like you guys executed consistently throughout the game the way that you wanted to?
Yes, sir, I think we did. I think we still have more to work on. We did great for what we had today, but I think in the end we got it done.
What could you guys possibly do better after holding a team scoreless?
I don't know what to say about that.
He just wants to stay hungry. Coach Vasquez, man, what do you say about the defensive side? What did you see out of things maybe they could do better at? Because obviously you don't want to get complacent and then just maybe lapse in your execution. What did you see on that defensive side of the ball that makes you excited?
I saw people flying to the football. That was been the mantra. Fly to the football. Defense is what we want to hang our hat on. And it was good to watch these guys play fast, play hard, and get that shutout for their team.
For sure. And defense wins championships. So does the running game. Talk about your running game. You didn't have to throw a single touchdown pass. Talk about your offensive line. Brag a little bit about your running backs, because I mean these guys just pounded the ball all game long.
No, offensive line has been looking great these past few weeks at practice, and we have a great running back in the backfield that I get to share it with every Friday. So, he's good at what he does.
Sure. What year are you?
Year 3.
You're a year 3, so you're a junior. You guys
No,
were
year 4.
Year 4. You're a senior.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can kind of tell me a little bit about this. I mean, you guys, heartbreaking way to end last season. You lost the game in overtime. You lost the game by 6 points to just miss out on the postseason. Now here you guys are hitting the ground running. How much of a load does that lift off of your shoulders to have a great running back and offensive line like that?
Yeah, we know that where we were last year, we've made a lot of progress so far, and we have a great coach that really preaches on everybody being on the same page, everybody having a role in this team, and I think when all that comes together, I think we can make the playoffs.
For sure. I mean, I think you guys should make the playoffs, right? I mean, seem like you got a great young head coach here. Probably should have been in it last year. You probably grow a lot from that, Coach Vasquez. What do you kind of tell these guys to make sure their heads stay on straight and not get too, confident after a 49-0 thrashing walkthrough of week 1?
Yeah, it's a fine line. You don't want to steal their thunder, because a win is a win, and wins are precious. But we still got to keep them in line. One play that keeps popping in my head is we didn't block power right. And, and so
a little nitpicky there.
Yeah, a little nitpicky. And we did really well on it, but we didn't block it the right way. And so just watching those little details, and again, that's what we've harped here, is the details, and making sure we're doing those things right.
Gotcha. And when does preparation I've always wondered, like as a head coach, when does preparation for week 2 officially begin? Do you just kind of sleep on a win like this, or do you go right back to the drawing board tonight before you even hit the bed?
I can't reveal any secrets, but we have a great opportunity against Palacios. It's going to be a great test for us next week. I'm excited to play them. They look good on offense. They look good on defense. And I'm excited. I'm ready for the challenge.
Yeah, that Palacios team, by the way, I mean, they lost to Tidehaven week 1, but Tidehaven was a state runner-up last year. But they put up 13 points on a team that last year might have had the best defense in the state of Texas. So that'll absolutely be a challenge to your defense, I guess, to say the least, because it does certainly seem like the Sharks can move the ball. But hey, so can the St. Joseph Flyers. That is going to be an absolutely fantastic game. I cannot thank you guys enough for being here. I know you guys are probably exhausted. You played at 6 p.m. in Edna, then you waited around a long time to be on air. We appreciate you guys coming on Crossroads Football Live. Good luck against the Sharks next week. Coach Vasquez, man, thank you for having us. We're going to go on and throw it back to Sports Director Max Williams.
Yes, sir, Zach. And have it just props up to St. Joseph. Great week 1 win. And for Coach Vasquez. When we come back, of course, for you here on CFL Preview Show.